Recording. All right, here.
Challenge, but we have to do the warm up.
All right, I think we are live. I believe so. Let us hit the record button, and then we can get this party started. Hey, everybody, happy Wednesday. I'm back again. It's me, Ant. My partner in crime actually had something. She had a major project to work on with her photography business. So it's just me today. So you just get me. I hope I can drop some great nuggets and give you some great value. Actually been on a lot of different trainings and a lot of different things. I had a lot of questions come to me. I had a lot of people ask me different things. And how do you do this? How would you go about this? And or I've also had people come to me, and they wanted to talk about everything bad that was happening. And it got me to thinking to the question of what I want to ask everybody is, what are you focused on? What are you focused on? Because that's the topic I want to talk about. I want to talk about focus. I want to talk about focus. Where are you focused at in your life and in your business right now? What are you focused on? Are you focused on the good things that can happen, or are you focusing on all the bad things? Trust me, I've been in both situations. I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate. And if you can't relate, let me just tell you how it's been for me in the past. It's been times when my bank account was in the negative, it was in the red, and all I could focus on was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to pay my bills? Oh my gosh, this coming up. This is happening. This is happening, and it just seems like it seems like you take one step forward and then it's like you get pulled back 3 steps backwards. It's just like, oh my, it's like, can I win? But what I had to learn was all I was focused on was debt. All I was focusing on was more problems. When I learned how to change the way I focused on things and change the course of my focus, I watched how things in my life begin to change in ways I can only imagine. I always say it's the faith thing. What do you focus on? Are you focusing on faith? Or are you focusing on fear? And guess what? You can't focus in on both of them at the same time. So either you're afraid of something or you have faith that it was going to happen, that something positive happened. I love acronyms and breaking down the words of focus. Follow one course until success. So you need to find something to focus on. That's why I always tell people, a lot of people, and if this is you and you're in multiple companies, great. Congratulations. But guess what? What I know is you can't be in multiple companies and have success in both at the same time, because you're going to get pulled in different strings at different times. So you gotta focus in on one thing. And when you get that going and it's going on its own, then maybe you can focus in on something else. But I hear a lot of people, oh, well, you got to have multiple streams of income. Well, that's true. You do need to have multiple streams of income, but you cannot have multiple streams of income and you're stressed out so thin where you never really got anything going. You got 10% here, 10% here, 10% here, 10% here, which is great. But what if you push one and it got all the way up to exceed, like if you push this business for the next 2 years and it went on to become $1 million business for you. And then you took a little bit of that money and say, you know what? I want to do a little real estate. And I'll give you a great example. A lot of y'all know this guy, and this guy's name is Brent Palmer. Brent Palmer then start off, we all hear about all the different businesses Brent has now. But at one point, he just did his 9 to 5 and he just focused on network marketing. And for some years, until it subsided and it was running on its own, then that's when he started to say, you know what, let me invest a little bit here. See, you got to remember, you got to focus in on something. You can't have your energy everywhere, because guess what? It's like having multiple jobs. Anybody ever had multiple jobs at the same time? Have you ever, let me ask you this. Were both of your bosses the same? No. One boss may have been lenient. One boss may be strict. And guess what? The energy on different levels will drive you crazy because at one job you go in there, you're relaxed, you're just smiling. The next one, oh man, I gotta go to this job. Here we go. Here goes not saying that Andrew is a bad supervisor, but here goes Andrew. No, he's gonna give me a hard time. Oh man. See, but then I go over with Lance, and Lance is like, oh, well, just come in your sweatshirt, you just lay back. See, it's a different energy. And when you have those different energy, guess what happens? Then you start to feel different. You start to overreact on things. You start being not the most positive person to the people that you love and care about. But I also want you to know that when you are focusing on something, your life, to be totally honest, your life is like a camera. It's like a camera. It's like a camera. If you ever pull up your camera on your phone and you just do it, you just pull it up real quick, it's all blurry, right? You have to what? What you got to do for it to get steady? You got to stand still for a second. You got to look at it. And then it gets focused in on the picture. And if you don't believe me, pull out your camera and just pull it up and try to take a picture. It's going to be blurry. The first one's going to be blurry because it's not focused. But when it gets focused, it takes this clear picture. And is your life like that? Is your business plan like that? Is what you see, can you see it? I know y'all can't see my wall right now, but on my wall, I got partners council, I got CEO, I got chairperson, I got $1 million wrote up there. I got a Lamborghini up there. I got my dream house. I got a dream truck because I rode in Lance truck before, and man, it was awesome. I was like, man, I got to give me a truck like this. I rode in Ty's truck. So I put all these attributes of what I wanted, what I'm focusing on. And I'm not saying that it's about the materialistic things, but if it's something that you want, why not go and get it? If you are God's greatest creation, then why are you doubting yourself on something that you want? Lance wants things that I don't want. That's fine. That's what Lance wants. Lance may want a boat. That's fine, but that's what he wants. Andrew and Melissa might have something that's totally different than Michelle. Chuck's is different than Jennifer's. It doesn't matter. Everybody wants something that's different. You may just say, and one of my biggest things also is I want to be able to write a check and give away so much money. A lot of people say they want to make a lot. I do want to make a lot, but I want to be able to say at the end of the year, hey, I was able to give away $250,000 this year. How would you feel? See, that's the type of things I want to do. I want to be able to go and build schools and remodel schools and give books to kids who can't afford it. I want to do it on a big scale, not just I could do it. I'm doing it on a small scale. I still go feed the homeless. I still give away gifts, but I want to do it on a big scale. I want to do it real big. I want to be a blessing to as many people as I possibly can worldwide. It don't matter. It could be the United States, Canada, Africa, it don't matter. Wherever I want to go and I want to go be a blessing, I can do that. But see, that's what I'm focused on. But what are you focused on? Have you rolled it out? Have you put pictures on the wall? Have you put pictures on the refrigerator? What is your dream board looking like? And all I can tell you this is also nobody on here can hit a target with their eyes closed. Nobody. You can't hit a target if your eyes are closed. So you got to open up your eyes. You got to figure out what you're focused on, what you're pushing for. Is it a title? And I'm not saying titles is the biggest thing, but titles help you get to your goals. So figure out a title that you need to push for. We still got 2.5 weeks to Destin. What do you focus on? What can you get done in the next 2.5 weeks that can help you get to that stage? Focus on the possibilities, not on the potential failure. See, a lot of us won't pick up this 10,000-pound phone because we're afraid that somebody on the other end is going to say, no, I'm not interested in what you have. No, I don't want to buy no products. No. And then you never, ever pick up the phone because what? I tell you, one of the number one roots of people the number one way to not have success in our company and in this industry is just not do nothing. But the number 2 way is fear of failure. You're afraid. And then a lot of times it is mostly you're prejudging. Most of the time you prejudge, I've done it. I've looked at my list and I said, oh, this person would be interested. They're too successful. No, they ain't never done nothing like this before. No. See, I started prejudging, and you just never know who you will find. There are a lot of Kim Grays out there that are looking for an opportunity like this. There's a lot of Brent Palmers who broke football coaches. There's a lot of Tammy Mopleys who sold everything and have to start over. There's a lot of Robin DeMille's. See, there's a lot of people out there that are looking. We see all these successful people, and you always say, man, I'm going to get like them. Well, that could be true, but those people I just named, they aren't afraid to talk to somebody. They aren't afraid of rejection. So open up, remember, focus in on the possibilities and not the failure. And then also remember what you're focusing on is a journey. It's not really a destination. It's more of a journey. Focus on the journey and what it's going to take you to. And what I mean by that is, yes, there's going to be people that tell you no. Yes, it's going to be people that quit on you. Yes, it's going to be people that walk out your life. Yes, it's going to be people that do you wrong. All that is great. That's part of the journey. That is. Think about it. It's life. Your life in general. Has your life been this smooth ride? If so, great. Congratulations. But I'm 100% sure that that's not true. We all have ups and downs. I remember Lance, I keep mentioning Lance. Lance is on my screen. But I remember Lance was training for the Ironman and fell and even though it's his birthday. If you don't know Lance, hey, everybody go find Lance McAllister on social media, Instagram, Facebook, and you go tell him happy birthday for me. Maybe even send him a birthday song, message. It doesn't matter. Just light up his day because he's a special person. But I remember he fell off his bike and it happened. That was an obstacle. That's part of his journey. But guess what? A few months later, he finished the Ironman. See, but had he quit and just thought about that one little destination, that destination was falling. It was a bad destination. Breaking ribs. That's bad. It hurts. But he focused in on the journey, on where he was headed. And so, like always, I love to end off with some tips. And so I got 4 good tips that I've been working on that helped me out tremendously. And tip number 1 is I want you to learn to start starving your distractions and feeding your focus. Starving your distractions and feeding your focus. So most of the things I talk about is relating to the business. So what I can say is some distractions, and you can, most of these people, mostly everybody watching this or watching the recording has these type of distractions going on in their life. One, it may be like television. Maybe you're watching too much television that's drawing your energy to the TV, to watch the movies, to watch the news. Social media could be a distraction if it's not managed correctly. We all will pick up this phone and go to Instagram and start scrolling, or go to Facebook and just start scrolling. Next thing you know, 10 minutes turn to 15 minutes, turn to 30 minutes. And then you're like, oh my God, that didn't do nothing. I didn't make not $1 off of that. I was listening to a guy named Darren Kidd last night, and he said something that made a lot of sense. If you want to make $1 million in a year, do you know every hour of your day is worth $500? See, a lot of people that might go in that year, but what I want you to think about is this. This is something he taught us, and I'll go on to the next one, but it's figure out how much you want to make in a year. Is it $1 million, 500,000, 250,000? What is it that you want to make this year? Before 2023 is over, what would you like, Partner Co? And if you're not in our company, we apologize, but this is my Zoom, so I'm going to mention my company. So it's Partner Co. But if you want to make whatever you want to make this year in this company, dream big. Don't short yourself short. Now then divide that by the rest of the months in this year. That's how much you need to be making in a month. But then divide that by, how many days, by how many hours. Do you know, like for me, every hour that I play around, that's $500. So if a movie is 2 hours, I just spent $1,000 watching the movie. because that's how much that time is worth for me. So you need to start feeding your focus on what is it that you're focusing on right now? Is it team building? Is it learning how to invite? Is it learning how to present? Is it learning how to, what is it for you? What are you focused on? So starve your distractions, feed your focus. Tip number 2. It goes along right after tip number 1. You got to start feeding your focus. But okay, now what are you focused on? What are your goals? What are your personal goals? Not the obstacles, but what are your goals? Not your obstacles again. See, because you could look at your bank account and say, man, my money is not there where I need to be. No, that's an obstacle. That's something that you can still get over. You can dig up under the obstacle. You can run around the obstacle. You could jump over an obstacle. You could do any of that. I mean, I see Andrew. Andrew was a Marine. In basic training, they had him go through all kinds of obstacles. See, the thing is, but while we get into this business, and as soon as we see an obstacle, well, nobody's picking up. Nobody showed up to my in-home party. Nobody's following up. Nobody's doing all the things, all these obstacles, all of them. I like to call them excuses because I'm a firm believer all excuses are equal. Some are just higher than others. Now, some are real. Some are real. The children got sick. This person passed away. This really happened. Some are real, real serious excuses. But at the end of the day, and when you look at your life and you look at the end of the day and you can say, well, I didn't get anything done. And that's where you got to be real with yourself. Are you really focusing on your goals? At the end of the day, at the end of each day, are you able to come down and say, hey, I did this for my business? Or are you saying, hey, I didn't get to do it because I had this come up? And well, guess what? If your family member or friend really needed you, what would you do to get it done? See, a lot of us are focused more on planning for a vacation than we would plan for our own business. And I can honestly say I've done that before. I've done better at planning for a vacation, planning for a trip than I did my own business. Why is that? Why is that? And I love events. That's what leaders are made. But a lot of y'all plan way better to get to the event than you did on a daily basis of making the phone calls to grow your business. To make it where the business pays for your trip instead of you paying for the trip. See, you got to start learning to focus on the goals and not the obstacles. And tip number 3, this is real big. This is real big. I see a lot of people. Do you know when you start to focus in on all the bad things in your life, it rubs off on other people in your life? So, for instance, I've been in a position before where I didn't have any money in the bank account. Nothing. And all I did was keep looking at everything that was bad. Like, oh my gosh, oh man, this and that. And then guess what? Sonya called me and I'm snappy at Sonya because I'm not feeling good. Why? Because I'm looking at everything bad that's happening in my life. That's what happens. You're snapping at people at work. You're snapping on your friends. You're snapping on your family because your energy isn't there. But when you focus in on things that make you happy, maybe you got to look at that vision board a couple of more times. Maybe hey, trust me. I don't care who you are. You can tell me whatever you want. I'm not in this to make money. That's great. You wouldn't be on the Zoom at 10:53 Central Time if you wasn't interested, or you wasn't even in this business if you wasn't here to make money. But guess what? I'm gonna tell you this. Go make a paycheck with Partner Co. I don't care if it's $40, $30. Go have something to get direct deposit into your account and see how you feel. Oh, that feels good. Go sell a 5-day trial. Go do it. Just go do it. Find somebody today, say, hey, I just need you to try this out. It's $25 for this 5-day trial. I just want you to try it out. and give me your honest opinion. But when you receive that money, it makes you feel good. See, money ain't that important, but I rank it right on up there with oxygen. That's for sure. Because guess what? If money wasn't that important, don't go to work. Don't, Lance, you don't do no more construction jobs. Matter of fact, tell your wife, don't work no more. Come on. Andrew's retired from the military. Don't take no more military checks. No more. Just tell them you don't need it no more. See, money ain't that important, but you still need it to pay your bills, right? See, God allowed it here to be a tool, so go out there and get as much of it as possible. You shouldn't, everybody on here can go out there and have as much of it as they want. You can have infinity of it if you want it. You just got to go make it happen. And then, but remember, your energy flows where your attention goes. So what do you focus on? Are you focused on the positive or the negative? I love focusing in on the positive. I tell myself I look good. I tell myself I feel good. I tell myself this type of things because then that energy is contagious to all my friends and family. Regardless if they having a bad day or not, they still gonna say, man, you always in a good mood. I am. And life may be rough, but I know that it's contagious. Tip number 4, last one is time management. It's real big, you guys. If you are busy, if you are doing this part-time, or are you doing this full-time, when you say you're going to work on the business, are you working on the business, or are you just scrolling? Or you just scrolling? Or you just, well, yeah, I'm going to do, I did a little bit. I called 2 people. That's not focusing in on the business. If you're focusing on the business, you need to focus in till you talk to 3-4 people a day. 5 people a day. And you need to say, hey, I don't know if you got some time this week, but I gotta get with you. I need some time. I need some of your time. I got something to share with you. I need your honest opinion. See, when you get that serious about it, then you'll start to see things change. You got to remember time management. So if you allocated an hour of time to this business, okay, in that hour, you need to be doing things that will help you grow income in this business. That's it. If it's 2 hours, if it's 5 hours, whatever. But in that time period, you need to be focused in on things that's going to help you grow income. That's the bottom line. If you want this business to work for you, you're going to have to focus in on that. And then I end off with this. Always remember, whatever your focus is, whatever your focus is, that's going to determine your reality. So if you're focusing on debt, you're going to get more debt. If you're focusing on wealth and abundance, you're going to be able to do that. If you're focusing on, it's all up to you. What are you focused on? Are you focusing on the success? What is success? What's your definition of success? Because everybody's definition of success is different. So write it out. Put your success on the wall. This is my success. I know I'm successful when I can, Lance is in an emergency and he has something major going on. I could just say, hey, Lance, I'm finna Zelle you this. Or Lance, check your Zelle. See, success for me is real big, but I know my definition of success. I know I will always want to be in a position where if somebody called me or really needed me, I can do that. I can write the check. I can send the Zelle. I can send the cash out. But I also know success for me is building schools and feeding the homeless and doing a lot of things, giving opportunities to people who never had something like that. So that is what success is for me. But what is it for you? So focus in on that, and that's what's going to start to become a reality. I hope y'all got value from this. So I'm just going to stop the recording, and then so everybody can, well, I'm getting a WhatsApp call. Here we go. And then I unmute the lines. But thank y'all all for y'all time today. It was awesome spending time with y'all. I love you guys so much. And I'll see y'all again next week.